Well, hello and welcome back to That's One of My Favorites, a podcast where we discuss musicals and everything in between. I am one of your hosts, Samara,
And I'm Emily.
and it's been a minute,
It has.
but
It has.
we first of all have to address the birthday. Happy birthday, Emily.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
hope it was wonderful.
It was. It was great. Thank you.
Yeah. So we had birthday. Everybody in my house or my family, like, it's 3 people's birthdays, including Daniel's, plus my in-laws' anniversary. So whatever. And then you got sick, and we've just been
Sick.
going. Yeah.
And I was trapped in the house too because we had Snowmageddon here in East Tennessee, and then ice on top of that. So I got sick and couldn't get to the doctor, so I just had to wait it out,
That's
cold
awesome.
turkey, have whatever medications I had in the house, and then just sweat it out. Which they closed my work for a week, so I didn't have to take PTO. So that was a nice little blessing in
That is a
disguise.
great
But
blessing.
yeah. Well, tell your hubbies I said happy birthday.
I will. I'll tell him
Happy
his birthday was
belated birthday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
It was very nice. We took it easy, slow. But that's where we've been. We've been disappeared for a minute, but we're back, and we're going to talk about the Waitress Proshot. Finally,
Yay! It was so good.
oh, so exciting. We saw this. I saw this back in December. I think you saw it back in December too.
Right before Christmas.
Yeah. And I don't understand why we're not doing more pro shots. I feel like people keep asking for them.
I agree.
I feel like Hamilton got the ball rolling, which is fine, wonderful, love it, absolutely. Do more. Why? I don't want a Mean Girls movie. I want the pro shot of Mean Girls.
Yeah, of the
musical.
stage yeah.
So I don't understand what we're doing. I don't understand what the holdup is, because I think the people are asking, especially with the reviews of Mean Girls not being great.
Yeah. And that's making me wonder how good the movie of Wicked is going to be.
Yeah.
It scares me.
It's a little scary.
Because it's not a pro shot, it's a movie. It's a movie musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing it in 2 parts, which makes me feel a little hair better, because to me that says they're not going to cut anything.
I really hope they don't. And I hope they don't add anything weird. Because
Yeah.
I don't think it needs anything different. I don't think it needs a special Ariana Grande song. If that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see, but more pro shots.
Yes.
Because, realistically speaking, not everyone in the world is going to be able to go to New York. And then not every show tours. And then even if they tour, not everyone's going to be able to go. So
Right.
do exactly what they've been doing. I saw Anything Goes, the pro shot with Sutton Foster. You pay a little extra money and you go see it on a special day. I don't understand why we're not doing it. It's so much fun.
I agree. Because one of my favorite musicals watching growing up was a pro shot, and it was Cats.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean,
That's in the 80s.
that I think is a gateway drug for 98% of theater kids
kids.
and
Yeah.
theater kid. Their parents are theater kids. I used to rent that if there wasn't anything at the library for me to get, I would always get the Cats and just rewatch it over
I
and over.
still have my VHS. I wore it out so much that I wore out one VHS.
Had to buy another
And my
one.
mom had to buy me another one.
Yes. So,
And another thing that they should go back to doing, even though some of them weren't that great, were the live shows.
oh yeah.
The musicals live.
Yeah.
They've done that for Hairspray and Peter Pan,
Well,
Grease.
I think they were I think I just saw Jordan Fisher was talking about the Grease one and how he almost didn't want to do it because everybody was roasting all the lives so hard that he tried to turn it down, but his agent was like, no. And now that skyrocketed. He said that like contributed to his career taking off.
Yeah. I think the only live one that I really hated was the one that they did for Rent, because one of the characters like broke their ankle or something and they didn't want to do the understudy, so they just didn't move. They just sat there.
Well, not only that, but it was a recording from the night before. Like, it was a recording.
And it was awful, yeah.
Of the... And they stunt casted really hard. Like, I agree. But this first shot of Waitress
was phenomenal.
Loved it. Good. So good.
My mom went with me, and she didn't know anything about Waitress, and she was like, that was really good. Like, I'm really glad I went with you.
I didn't know anything about it either. I knew it was a thing. I knew about Sarah Bareilles. I knew it was about pies. I had never, quote unquote, never heard the songs before. However, most of them went viral on TikTok.
I had heard and listened to the soundtrack before and known the premise, but I had never seen it, like, on stage. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I still have a slight cough. But, and there were some tidbits in there, like seeing Wicked a couple weekends ago. Mm-hmm. I knew the show inside and out, but there's a few pieces in there that I was like, I didn't know that happened. Right. And that was the same thing here at Waitress. Was I did not expect to cry like I did.
I sobbed at the end. Mm-hmm. I sobbed, like, gasped.
I sobbed as best I could in public.
It was crazy. But I had never heard any of the songs, or so I thought. But I Love You Means You're Never, Ever, Ever Getting Rid of Me was popular on my side of TikTok. Mm-hmm. What If When He Sees Me was popular on TikTok. She is a shiver. That was on TikTok. I had basically heard a ton of the songs without realizing it.
Yeah. You just said most of my favorite songs. Like, I love The Negative. What Baking Can Do, mm-hmm. When He Sees Me, I Love You Like a Table, mm-hmm. She Used to Be Mine. Those are probably my top 5. Oh, yeah. But I really just love Dawn in general. Like, if I could play anybody in this show, I would want to be Dawn.
I was going to say that this whole show is one of my new dream roles. Mm-hmm. Like, do you want me to be Jenna? Yep, absolutely. Do you want me to be Dawn? Absolutely. Like, who do you need me to be? I will be them in this show.
Yeah.
Because they all had their own little parts. They all were so much fun. Mm-hmm. They were all really fleshed out. I had a great time. I didn't know it was based on a movie, first of all.
I did. I had never seen it.
I haven't seen it either yet.
It's also a book, so it started off as a book, then a movie.
I didn't know that either.
Yes. It's originally a book by Jesse Nelson, and then the movie came out in 2007, based on Adrian Shelley, and then it was starring Kerry Russell, Nathan Fillion, and Jeremy Sisto.
I am going to have to correct you. It was not based on a book. So, do you know what the term is, book, when it comes to musical theater?
I just read it said originally a book by. So, no. Please educate me.
So, it's in a book. Yeah, I'm seeing that too, but I think that is not correct. Let's go to the movie Wikipedia really quick. Starring Waitress. It doesn't say anything about it being in a book for the movie. So, a book...
I was led astray by the internet.
Yeah. So, let me figure out... Because, again, I am a fake theater kid. Musical Broadway books. I'm pretty sure that a book is... What is a Broadway musical book? The script and the narrative structure that keeps the score from being nothing more than a disjointed melody of songs. So basically what it is it's the script.
I see. I just read here. It says the show is based off of a movie written by Adrian Shelley with music and lyrics by musician Sarah Bareilles and a book by Jesse Nelson.
Yeah.
Meaning the storyline.
Yeah. So Jesse came in and filled in, or they worked together to fill in.
And create the show. Gotcha. Man, people need to write better.
You guys
when I'm researching, because you're making me look dumb.
No, because as soon as you said that, I was like, I also see that. Like, we both have the same article up, and I get 100% why you're going to be confused. But no, a book is, I was going to say the book is the script, but then I was like, well, it's called the script, so maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so it's what keeps everything from just being songs that are just, like,
songs.
vaguely, so it's based on the 2007 movie that I have not seen yet, but I'm interested in seeing.
Me too.
And when she hit that, I loved the little, like, sugar, butter, flour, sugar, but I was, like, hypnotized immediately. Like, it locked me in.
I mean, that's one of my top 5 songs, and it's the first thing you hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's so... Back to, I got super distracted. Back to what it's about, basically. It is about a waitress named Jenna in a very small podunk town. And she is in a abusive relationship. It is heavily indicated that he is physically abusive. He is, at minimum, financially abusive. So just want to throw a couple of trigger warnings out there.
Definitely verbally abusive.
Yeah, and verbally abusive. As well as a trigger warning for, again, we're not going to get explicit, but there is some spice that was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
I went with a friend and their mom, and luckily this friend is also, like, a grown-up, so we were all adults, but I definitely was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, and I went with my mom, so I was like,
hey, Mom. But yeah, and so she discovers that she's pregnant, and shenanigans occur, and she's also the baker at this diner.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the music so much, and this is it is crazy to say that it's such a fun story and it's such a fun musical with, like, it's heart-wrenchingly sad. Like,
but still a happy ending. But still, like, yeah, it gets you in your feels, but then still leaves you leaving happy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so she starts out at the diner, and you kind of see that she learns to bake pies, and her mother taught her how to make them. Yeah, her mother, who is passed, who also, you find out, was also in an abusive relationship. So this is a generational thing that's happened to Jenna. Mm-hmm. She grew up in where her mother was being abused, and now she is also following the same path. Mm-hmm. Becky and Dawn are her waitresses, and Cal is her boss.
Mm-hmm.
They're also fun.
I love them. And
I also feel like they were a realistic friendship dynamic or relationship. Sometimes I feel like things get a little too, like...
forced.
Yeah, forced.
Like, forced friendship, yeah.
Or, like, penciled, squished in there, whatever. They actually felt very natural.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that Sarah Bareilles didn't start out starring as Jenna.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I know that she played her some, but I didn't know that she wasn't the original.
No, she was not the original. The original was Jessie Mueller. She played...
I think I saw her perform on the Tonys one time, and she was phenomenal.
Yeah, she's known for Carousel and She Loves Me in 2011. But yeah, she starred as... And Sarah actually did not play Jenna until 2021.
Who better than to sing your own songs than you?
I guess so.
Because I've loved Sarah Bareilles since she came onto the music scene, so when I heard that she helped write a musical, I was like, that's got to be good. So I don't know why it took me so long to see it.
I remember being skeptical because, quite honestly, the only song that I knew about Sarah Bareilles was I'm Not Gonna Write You a Love Song. So I was like, that song does not feel very, I don't want to say difficult to write, but that song doesn't feel very difficult to write. That song doesn't feel very,
Yeah. I've also seen her in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah,
she was in that with
she did the
John
lines for
Legend.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she played Mary, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes. Hold.
Or Martha, or...
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah, she was Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know that she could kind of do what needed to be done. But, honestly, though, when this first started and they started buzzing about it in 2013, I did not know half as much as I do now. Like, even though, I mean, I was still in college then. I was still on the outskirts of theater, that sort of thing. So, I mean, I didn't even necessarily know what musicals could be or were. I think it wasn't, and I hate being that girl, but, I think it really wasn't until Hamilton where I realized, oh, they can kind of be whatever they want.
Yeah.
There's not a,
Yeah. As a fellow fake theater kid, because I grew up watching a multitude of different musicals throughout my entire life and was only in a few when I was in high school. So I really appreciate what goes into theater projects.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting to like Waitress as much as I did.
No, especially not knowing anything about it. I was just kind of expecting to go hang out with my friends, and then I was like, oh no, this is really good, and I am fully and utterly enveloped in it.
Yeah, I would go, if it wasn't just a week-long showing, I would have went back and saw it again the next week.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it opens up at the diner with Jenna getting sick in the morning. And her friends make her take a pregnancy test because she admits to having had sex one time with her husband when she was drunk in the past year and a half or however long it was.
Yeah.
She takes her test. It comes back positive. We are introduced to Earl, who is her husband, and he comes and takes her tips.
Immediately pissed.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I hate that so much. And she does not tell him about the pregnancy. She's like, nope. So she goes to her OBGYN and she meets Jim Porterman. Also, back to Earl. As abusive and crazy as he is in this show, and how skeezy skin crawly he was, apparently they met during this and fell in love, and him and Sarah and I believe his name was Joe are engaged now.
Yep, that was one of my fun facts. I was like, that's kind of horrible but also cute at the same time because he plays such a horrible person so well.
I would have a really hard time separating. He played that well, which is just a tribute to him and, his acting abilities. Joe Tippett, I believe is how you pronounce that. Because I would have a really hard time. If I met him, I'd be like, you're kind of gross. sorry, you're
Yeah.
kind of gross.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I think about that. Like, I think about like that in Game of Thrones. Like, if I met like Littlefinger, or I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Or like the child catcher from freaking Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Be like,
Oh my gosh,
get out of
terrifying.
here.
Yeah.
So.
Or like being what's her face from Harry Potter that everybody hates.
I saw her in Maleficent, and it immediately ruined Maleficent for me. Like, I was like,
She was in The Crown as Queen Elizabeth, and I was like, this is weird.
No.
Like, I feel bad for her because I know she's like typecasted as like a horrible person. She's like, don't put me in that, because she's a great actress. But I was like,
really? Because I want to punch her in the throat.
yeah.
It's on site with her. I don't. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, went sidetracked. Sorry.
He's just a really good actor. So she
Yeah,
goes to the
he is.
OBGYN. She meets Jim, the new doctor. He comes from Connecticut. She says she doesn't want to, raise the kid, but she doesn't want an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And she leaves him the pie because she originally was supposed to be going to this one OBGYN, but they retired. So
Dr.
she brought the
Perkins.
pie, and he tears
That
it up.
entire scene, I was cringing, but also laughing
Yeah.
the entire time. Like, I'm just like secondhand embarrassment, but also laughing my butt off the
There's
entire
a
time
lot
that they were
of
meeting.
little quips or like really fast, funny, subtle things that happen throughout the show. I love it so much.
Yeah, because she leaves him like the most girly pie ever.
Yeah.
I don't even
mermaid
remember what
pie.
she called it. Yeah, the mermaid pie.
marshmallow pie.
Because I mean, it looked like something that you'd see at a little girl's birthday party.
Yeah.
And she leaves it for him, and he's originally not going to eat it.
He's
Then
off
he
sugar.
eats it. Yeah.
He's off sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the word of the pregnancy gets to, there is the old owner. His name is Joe. He's
He
an
guessed
elderly
it,
man.
though. Like, he
He
just
guessed
guesses
it,
that.
yeah. He
Yeah.
guessed that she was pregnant because he just was observing her.
Yeah, and she's like, shh.
All right, so here is my first little, like, of the whole thing. He tells her of a pie contest, a local pie baking contest. Shows her the ad in the thing. Bloop. Hey, we're having a local pie baking contest. Or making contest. The pie making contest is after she is given birth.
Mm-hmm.
So, who is advertising? You're in advertising. You took advertising class. Are you just sending out a thing 9 months in advance for
You
your
can.
pie baking contest?
For a contest like that, I would say yes, probably, because you want people to sign up
9 months
to participate.
9 months.
Yeah, I think you can start by sending out fillers first, and then like continue to update people, especially like if you're wanting people to sign up, or if you're wanting to solicit people to help raise the money in order to give like a prize. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
You don't have to like hard and heavy hit it, but like you
guess
can
so.
introduce it and then continue to roll it out closer to time.
Yeah, because that was my thing. Was I was like, hey, we just popped the baby out her hoo-ha, and we're still not baking pies yet.
And it also seems like that's a annual thing.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably, maybe it's just, hey, here's the blah 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 annual. It's on this
maybe.
date. Mark your calendars type thing.
Yeah. Maybe, but there's a $20,000 prize, which would give her enough money to leave Earl. Dawn, who is the best side character ever, begins online dating. Dawn clearly has OCD, if not, is also on the spectrum.
I love her so much.
I am obsessed with her. She's
I
an
mean, I
icon.
loved her character as soon as she started singing in the negative. Like,
Yeah.
instant.
She's a great character. I would love to be her anywhere. But she is trying to use online dating, is not good at it, and is also terrified of actually having somebody meet her. She sets up a 5-minute date later. Yeah. So Jenna is going to the bus stop because she doesn't have a car. And, of course, the doctor happens to be a bus stop. He tells her that he loves her pie and that it could win ribbons. Jenna arrives home, and Earl has been fired again by his job.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for you.
Yes.
So I wrote down when she meets the doctor and they talk about how he tasted her pie and, like, absolutely loved it. Mm-hmm. And I think it only takes one taste. Mm-hmm. That's what it's called. When he's talking about the other woman, does it not make you think that he's talking about, like, her mom? Because her mom was the same thing. A waitress baking pies. But it doesn't say, like, where she's originally from or anything. Like it just makes me feel like, yeah, when he was younger. Because he was saying it was when he was a kid. And she would give him pies that he wouldn't be able to afford. And she was an amazing baker. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a headcanon. What if that was her mom?
I mean, I would say I would buy it. Yeah. I would buy it. I thought it was just a really sweet tie-in and kind of like, you know, you think about like that local place or, you know, that I don't think they probably do as much as anymore, but like the librarian that would, you know, pass you a sucker, or the one nurse at the doctor that would, you know, sneak you an extra sticker. Like, I just thought it was kind of one of those universal, like, and it also tied into her and gave them a little bit of a connection. But I like that canon, though. I think that was...
Because when he said that, I was like, what if that could have been her mom?
In Connecticut? I mean, the only thing about it is Connecticut.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know where he grew up or if he just, you know.
Yeah. But, I like that idea, though.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, continue.
No. So... Earl is drunk, he's angry, he goes to strike her, and she tells him that she's pregnant, which she did not want to do. Mm-hmm. He makes Jenna promise not to love the baby more than she loves him.
Oh, and that made me mad all over again.
This man is a skis ball.
Yes.
As someone who has a child, it is different. It is not more, it is not less. It is... way different.
Yeah, but to a psychopath narcissist, it seems like you do.
Oh yeah. No, I could definitely see that. And I mean, you know, we talk about, I don't want to say prioritize like the level of whatever, but it's different. And you have to kind of prioritize that time that you spend with them and you spend with her, and you have to make sure that, you know, this person and that person, but it's, and you know, I always tell him, like, you know, if you were to do anything, I'm taking her, like, her safety versus your safety. And the same, I expect the same for him. If I all of a sudden snap one day, you take her. Like, it's different. It's the same but different. So I don't, like, ugh, that made me want to throw up. So Jenna tells Becky and Dawn that she's going to be in the pie. She's going to do the pie contest. She'll leave Earl if she, you know, takes the baby. Mm-hmm. And Jenna she starts hoarding away money. Ooh, I sweated the whole time she was doing this. She was stuffing the money in the couch, and I was like, Jenna, just no, like.
I don't know why she couldn't, like, find a place to hide it at the diner. Away from him.
It's just so sad and so scary, and I feel like that's so realistic of, like, why a lot of women don't leave. It's because what do you do? And, like, where do you put things? And how do you keep things? And if she put it at the diner, would somebody at the diner find it and take her money? Like, you have to, like, But anyway, so she starts hiding the other stuff around the house to save up to enter the pie contest. Mm-hmm. Dawn and Augie. Gosh.
When Augie, like, showed up at the diner, I just started giggling because I knew, like, Never Ever Getting Rid of Me was about to play, and I just knew it was going to be great. Because whoever played him, brava.
Yeah.
So good.
He also has a something, and they are just peas in a pod. Dawn thinks that it didn't go well, but Augie tracks her down and is like, oh no, we're getting married. They both love the American Revolution. That will come up. They played, she played, oh my gosh.
Betsy Ross,
and he played Paul Revere's understudy 47 times. Yeah. So they finally fall in love a little bit. It's crazy. And that I'm traumatized still. So Jenna makes an appointment with Dr. Palmer, but he comes 2 hours early. And then she kisses him, and then they begin to have sex, even though they are both married. Mm-hmm. And man, yeah.
The song "Bad Idea" though is so catchy.
Bad Idea is a really good song. There is a montage though. Mm-hmm. There's a montage
awkwardness.
So before the montage though, I freaking called it. I called it the second that Becky and Cal interacted. I turned to Samantha and I said, now kiss. Now kiss. Because I knew. So Jenna catches Becky and Cal, which is her boss. They've acted like they hate each other this whole time. They are having an affair. Basically, there's no reason, there's no excuse for having an affair in my book. I think we've talked about that before. Cheating is not a thing. Becky's husband did he have brain damage?
I don't think they ever really said. They just said that he has incontinence. He's medically incompetent. Yeah.
Well, he has to wear a diaper. We caught that bit. He has to wear a diaper. She has to change his diaper. I think something happened.
Yeah.
I got the impression that there was a work injury, a crash, a stroke, brain damage.
I was thinking like stroke, something like that.
So she takes care of him. However, I mean, he can't take care of her anymore. So she does not feel bad she said she loves her husband. She loves her husband. She's not going to leave her husband. She loves him. She'll do everything for him, whatever. But she's going to sleep with Cal. And she's going to get it on with Cal. And she also loves Cal. Cal's wife is gay. And is using him as a beard. What year was this set in? I'm assuming the 90s?
That's what I was thinking, because at first I also thought they were in the South because they have such Southern accents.
Oh, well, they're definitely in the South.
I don't think they are. Because the set almost looks like Midwest. Hang on.
I think they're in, like, rural Kentucky or rural somewhere.
Hardest word to say.
Yeah.
Where is Waitress set? Massachusetts.
Okay, I'm sorry. She sounded just like you.
Wait, hang on. No. Rude. Hang on. Where is Waitress? See if you can find it faster than me.
Okay.
Because it seems like they're in the Midwest for some reason.
It just says the American South. What state does Waitress take place in? The American South. The American South. Small town Southern diner. So I think they're just in, like, in Virginia, they'd be in Cumberland. Or Alet. Like, they
definitely have Southern accents.
Yeah. I think they're just in the middle.
Although albeit thicker than mine.
I think they're in the middle of Podunk, backwoods somewhere.
Mm.
But because there's buses, I almost go 90s to 80s with the, but no, because online dating, shoot! 90s, the beginning of online dating. Dang.
I'd say probably 90s.
I'm gonna make sure that it says online dating.
Well, it was an online dating profile,
Yeah,
which they did in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm going 90s for my timeline because they didn't have cell phones though.
I would agree, because if you look at, like, even though they're in diner attire, when they're outside of their diner attire, it feels like 90s vibe to me.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going 90s. So Cal's wife is gay. She's using him as a beard. So he does not feel bad for sleeping with Becky, and I'm assuming Cal's wife can do whatever she wants as well, and they just have to come home tonight together. So everyone, Bad Idea reprise. It was multiple sex positions using pies as a illustration because they can't get too, but so I could not control the noise that I made. I literally said no, like, and I had to cover. So bad. But what really set me was Dawn and Augie coming in, being wheeled in on set in their Betsy Ross and Paul Revere while getting it. No, I almost had to leave.
I was dying laughing.
I was so uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortably dying laughing. I was laughing from being uncomfortable.
Yeah. So everybody's having affairs or in relationships now. They're all having wonderful time. And the whole time, Dawn and Becky have been trying to get her to kind of talk to this baby. Because she, I think, is still going to try to maybe get rid of the baby, like give it away, even though Earl wants this. I'm not 100% sure. She doesn't want to interact with the baby yet.
Yeah, they want her to write letters. They gave her a book to write letters to.
Yeah, so they gave her a book. She finally starts writing the letters. Several months have passed. Jenna is super pregnant now. It's Dawn and Augie's wedding. And Cal, she asked Cal, "Are you happy?" He said, "I'm happy enough." Joe tells her,
take it from an old man.
Yeah, that he has the best intentions and best hopes for her. Earl shows up because he found the money. Yeah. So he, I think at this point he does physically. Is this when he drags her to the room?
He forces her to leave the wedding reception.
Yeah.
And then when they get home, he basically, like, throws her into the room. Yeah.
Yeah. That was really upsetting, especially because she's visibly...
Because she's, like 8, almost 9 months
pregnant at this point.
Yeah.
Not that even if she wasn't, it would still be really upsetting, but, like...
Yeah.
It added an extra. Jenna goes into labor, and she sees Joe on his way to his surgery. He's been having he was going to have open heart surgery. And he gives her an envelope and says, "Don't open it until she leaves." Earl, Becky, and Dawn, and guess who shows up? Guess who's the resident? The doctor's wife. Hi. She works there, and she's like, "What's up? Whatever. Hi.
Heard so much about you.
Heard so much about you." Awkward. So she gives birth to the baby, and Earl, I think, is like watching a football game or whatever. She sees her baby, and I love this. So he says, "Don't go loving that baby." He reminds her, he says, "Now don't go loving that baby more than you love me." And she says, "I don't love you, Earl. I don't love you, Earl. I want a divorce. Get up out of here."
Leave now. Yeah.
It was so
I was
good.
like...
It was so good. I
Yeah.
love it so much. I did not like in the pro shot the weird doll, not doll, doll, baby doll. I did
Yeah.
that was freaky.
When
Did
they
not
used
like
the
that.
real doll, it was really cute. Or the real baby, it was really cute.
It was really cute, and then they would awkwardly switch, and I was like, it was almost giving Uncanny Valley. Like I was like, is it a robot? What's going on? Uh, yeah. So she tells him she's going to get a restraining order against him. He gets thrown out. The doctor comes in to visit her while she's by herself, and she tells him, "Hey, I don't just want to be happy enough. Like I want to be happy." And so she cuts it off.
I do think it's cute that when she cuts it off, she gave him a moon pie from the vending machine and was like, "Thanks for taking me to the moon pie." It's like, that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Because they did have like a little cute little fling there for a little while, although albeit an affair.
Yeah.
But they were both obviously happy during that time, but made the adult decision to be adults and not continue this affair.
And I don't think that they were quote unquote happy, and that's I think the whole point is she doesn't
they
want
were
to be
coping
happy enough.
Yeah.
They just were enjoying the few minutes. I don't know. So Jenna opens the envelope. Joe left her the diner in his will and testament. Name a pie after me when I'm gone. And then it cuts to 5 years next. It's Lulu's pie. She's the owner. She's the head chef. The little girl comes out. Samara cries. Ugh, and
I was already sobbing at the point that Joe left her the diner. Because for somebody, I can usually pick a plot real quick. Like, it didn't click in my mind that he was going to do anything for her until right before she was about to open that envelope.
I felt like that he was going to either give her the money or
she
give
didn't
her
get
the
to go.
diner. Like,
Yeah.
I felt I didn't know that he was gonna die immediately or whatever. I felt like they had that relationship, and like when he kind of was like, "Hey, you should do this. You deserve better." I was like, "Oh, dad, okay,
Yeah.
father figure."
I definitely got the father figure, especially when he was singing "Take It from an Old Man."
Yeah.
That he really truly cared about. Even though he was an old, crotchety, mean man, he cared about Jenna.
Yeah.
And I think after knowing that he owned it clicked in my brain that if she can't go win a pie baking contest, and she obviously, like, the diner loves her pies, that he was going to, I think he knew that there was a chance that he wasn't going to make it out of that.
Yeah.
So he left her the diner, but also was like, "Don't open this until you're about to leave," because he obviously didn't want her to be like, no, you can't do that. But I mean, I was sobbing. I started sobbing at that point, and then 5 years later, it was like even more of a sob. Like, it was just going downhill. But I did not see that coming.
So, some of the cool things about Waitress, that they were warming real pies when everybody was walking in. And had pies of sly pies? Jesus Lord.
Hey, that's like me. The world record.
Of pie for sale. But Waitress also made history because the top 4 creative spots were all women.
I have that
Which
note
is
too.
amazing and so cool. And even the costume designer, the musical director, like it was just basically all female team. And I feel like that it shows in a way because it was a female issue. Not just a female issue, but they focused on a female. So this was a female issue from a female perspective. And it was handled with such grace and care and love that I don't know that men being in charge of every aspect would have done.
I can agree with that.
So I think that it was done really well. It was super funny too. I mean, that's the thing is like people are like, oh, women aren't funny. This was so hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
it was just overall. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And also it's all my favorite dream role. I'll play Cal. Who do you need me to play? Like,
you play Jenna, I'll play
Dawn.
Yeah, no, I'd say I'd probably give it like an 8, 8.5. There's no nostalgic because I didn't know much about it, but
No.
I mean, I would definitely go see it again in a heartbeat.
I would watch it again or get it on DVD or whatever. I don't know.
I do want to watch the movie though.
Yeah, I do want to watch the movie. I actually have been meant to do that and just never. I haven't gotten around to it yet. We're watching.
I couldn't figure out a way how to.
Let's see.
Because usually I go to when I'm researching, I can do the IMDb and then it shows like ways to watch. It didn't pop up anything for me, so.
Waitress 2007. All watch options: Stars, YouTube, Hulu, Sling, Roku, Amazon.
So it is on Hulu?
Hulu. That's what it says. This is premium subscription though, so it might be that you need to have a Star subscription with a Hulu.
I have the bundle, so I have no idea what that makes my Hulu subscription.
Yeah, it says
if that makes sense.
Sling, Roku, Amazon, Philo, Google, Apple, Video, YouTube.
Yeah. Waitress is a Stars add-on. And I do not have Stars, so therefore I
don't
cannot
know
watch
anyone
it
who has
on
Stars.
Hulu.
I don't even know what Stars watches or plays.
Stars has a lot of the period piece shows, so sometimes I wish I had Stars, but then I usually wait until they become on like a streaming channel.
Yeah.
Like they're doing The Spanish Princess right now. I kind of really want to watch that, but I'm weird like that, and like the period pieces, like
Downton Abbey-esque.
Yeah, have you ever what is it called? I think it might be on Netflix.
The Serpent Queen?
No.
The Crown?
Tudors.
Tudors?
Yeah, have you ever watched Tudor?
No.
It's really good. It's basically about Henry VIII and all of his wives.
Oh.
But it's really good.
6.
Yes, but historical.
6. That one was just over 9 inches.
That's another one on my list to see. I haven't seen it yet. It came to Tennessee Theater, but I didn't get a chance to go see it.
It came to Richmond. I don't want to see it. And here's why. It's a concert.
But I know it's a concert.
I don't want to
But they do other stuff in between from what I've heard. Like, I've heard all the songs. And my boss went to see it, and she was pleasantly surprised. She said she liked it better than she thought she would.
Well, I didn't want to see it.
I didn't go see it. But Hadestown is coming soon. And
I missed Hadestown.
I want to go see it. I don't have tickets, but I do have tickets to Beetlejuice in June. And I'm excited about that.
That'll be fun. Well, so next time we'll be watching Meme, starring Lucille
However
Ball.
the heck you say it.
Yeah. Starring Lucille Ball and B. Arthur. I'm really excited because I love B. Arthur. But thank you for joining us for this Waitress episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. Also, support Proshots. Go see them so that they'll do more.
Agree.
Go. It's so fun. Get on your local whatever and go see it. Because
one of the Proshots that I don't think you mentioned that got me into not necessarily watching Proshots, but was the first introduction to Shrek the Musical.
Yes! Freaking
It's a Proshot.
Shrek the Musical. Daniel's still upset because I did not show him Shrek the Musical in time, but I wanted When Words Fail to be our wedding song, but I also was like, that's a hard ask for my introvert husband who is not a musical person who like, and now he's like, I would have loved that. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
No. Is it still on Netflix? Because if it is, go watch it.
Yeah. I've only ever seen it on Netflix. So, I love Shrek the Musical.
Mm-hmm. It has Sutton Foster in it.
Underrated. That no one talks about that enough, and I hate that it didn't get a good run, and I hate that it's like in the high school circuit now or like the junior circuit now. Like, no, give me a full production.
Yeah.
Fiona is a dream role. The Donkey's a dream role. The Dragon's a dream role. Pinocchio's a dream role. Gingy's a dream role.
I was about to say, I'd want to play Pinocchio.
Life. Anyway, Mame, come join us. Thank you.
Join us on Instagram.
Yes.
Join us on Instagram.
One of my faves. Email us, one of my faves at gmail.com. Thanks for supporting. We love you. We're sorry it took so long.
Yes.
But
we'll be better.
We'll be better.